Welcome back to another day off, everybody. I am pumped up. If you're a BMW enthusiast like me, you know how difficult it is to get anything done on these cars without a state-of-the-art advanced scan tool. You need to be able to initialize components, reset adaptations, code and program, look at live data. Well, I have a surprise for you. We got ISTA! This is the program that I cut my teeth on in the BMW industry. Working at the shop for 5 or so years prior to this was the only program that I used, and when I was using it, I felt invincible. I felt like I could take on any car, handle any repair. I had all the torque sequences there at my disposal. I had test plans. I could go through and access each individual module. I could code and program, and now we have those capabilities once again. Now, it's been a few years since I've used it, but it's kind of like riding a bike. I'm sure as soon as I jump back in, I'll get it figured back out again, and we will be off and rolling. Now, whenever I'm shooting BMW content for you guys, I always try to explain as much as I can, show the important details, and talk about any special tools that are required. And I wish I could do that on here as well, but when it comes to computers, I am a straight knuckle dragger. Now, if you guys are looking to get ISTA for yourself, I would suggest you just jump out on Google and check out some of the BMW forums. There are eons and eons of information out there from DIYers like you and me on how they got ISTA loaded up on their home setups. Now, like I said, I am a straight caveman when it comes to computers. But in my case, what I did is I took about a cup of rice and I put it in this glass and I left it on my laptop overnight. Then a wicked smart Asian dude by the name of Jimmy, aka Ninja Waffles, came in and took care of everything for me. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Jimmy as well as John over at Irvine Motorwork down in Southern California. John is an old coworker of mine. He used to be my old service writer and manager. So if you guys are in SoCal and you need a BMW or Mini Cooper shop, I highly suggest you check out Irvine Motorwork. I used to work with all the mechanics down there, and if you like the way I do business, you'll like the way they work on cars as well. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you. All right, so today we get to take this thing on its maiden voyage. I still haven't used it yet. I got all the adapters and all the connectors necessary. We got the Ethernet cable. I got the ICOM. I have all the adapters for coding and programming. As of right now, we can code and program F chassis, but we cannot do E chassis yet. But we're working on getting ISTA P. So let's take this bad boy out for a spin. We're going to be testing ISTA out today on this 2006 BMW X3 with an M54. This is my newest BMW project. If you haven't seen the latest episode, I will link it in the description for you. But let's get connected. So first step is getting access to the OBD2 port. We're going to plug our ICOM in, and then we're going to plug in our Ethernet to the ICOM. And then we're also going to need the key in and ignition on. Now, I'm also going to need a battery charger if I keep using this. So if anybody out there makes battery chargers, email me. Let's work something out. All right, now we can go Ethernet to laptop. All right, let's go operations, read out vehicle data, complete identification. Oh yeah, she's working. Battery voltage is low. I know I need a battery charger. Okay, so as you can see, we got our control unit tree. Let's take a look at fault memory. Okay, all kinds of stuff. There's that EGS CAN torque reduction and interface we were talking about last time. Hot film mass airflow sensor fault. Also, intake air temperature sensor fault. DME mixture preparation, bank 1, bank 2, and that transmission control limp home operation. Those were all the faults that I covered with the Foxwell scan tool the other day. So what I'm going to be focusing on today is this mass airflow sensor. It's currently not present. Signal is below the threshold. Short circuit to negative. Will cause the check engine light to come on. Frequency of 1 P0102. So it's currently not present. Let's take a look at the air temp sensor. Fault currently not present. Intake air temperature sensor. Will cause light to come on. Happen around the same mileage. And then let's look at these mixture adaptations. These came afterwards. See if these are currently present. Nope, that's not present. And bank 2 is not present. But the light is still on. Let's see if we can calculate the test plan for this airflow sensor. I love this system. Maybe because I know how to use it already, but I'm a big fan. Let's use the mass airflow sensor test procedure today. See if we can find out any more information. A reliable check of the mass airflow sensor can only be made if there's no faults in the tank vent, the idle actuator, or the throttle valve. And I know that there's no faults present for that, so we can continue. Switch on terminal 15 and turn engine on. Okay. It's going to be a little noisy because I got the X3 running in the background, so bear with me. Now we need to wait for the coolant temp to get up to 60 degrees Celsius. And it looks like the computer is increasing the RPMs to 2,000. Okay, so it's up to temperature. It's dropping it back down to idle speed. And we're going to observe the displayed voltage. Set point is 0.6 volts to 1.6. So we're going to keep an eye on this value. So it sounds like we're back at idle. Our value is at 0.92 volts. Is the displayed voltage within the set point value range? Yes. Switch off terminal 15. Check connection of plug connectors and lines. Check lines between the following components. DME to the airflow sensor. Then check signal, check ground, check reference voltage, and check voltage supply. Let's just say the lines are okay because we are getting voltage. Disconnect connector of module 1 and 3 from DME and connect 26 pin test box. Yeah, we're not going to do that. That's some dealership stuff. Okay, so next step what I want to do is let's go back to vehicle management and we'll take a picture of these faults real quick. Now let's delete everything. See what comes back. Had the key off and key back on in order to clear faults. And so now we are back and we have only a mirror fault for the front passenger mirror, front driver's mirror, both open circuits, and then an IHKA fault. So we have no DME faults and no transmission faults back. I would say the next step is let's drive this thing, see how the transmission feels, see how the engine runs, and see if we can get a check engine light to resurface. As you can see, this thing is leaking like a sieve, and I'm a bit worried about driving this car if it doesn't have enough trans fluid in it. I did pull the part number off the trans sticker right there, and it does call for Dextron 6, which I do not have in the shop right now. So I'm probably just going to put the thrust plate back on the front and then take her for a drive. Josh, your car's making a mess in my garage. Sage, come on. No light. Let's see how she does. Now, like I said, this thing is pretty low on trans fluid potentially, so I don't want to thrash on it too hard, but I do want to see if this transmission symptom has improved with that mass airflow sensor cleared out of there. All right, let's see how she does. Driving better so far, but it also shifted a lot lower. That's a beautiful view right there. Love this stretch of highway. I saw some trucks up ahead, but let's see if we can get another high RPM pull. Better. All right, transmission shifting better already. Still not perfect, but it's shifting better than it was yesterday. Okay, I dropped back to 40. Let's see if we can get her to act up. Yeah, still clunky. So I think we still need to service this thing, check the fluid level, and reseal that pan. Okay, let's give it one more highway on-ramp pull, and then we'll give the transmission a break. All right, it's shifting better than it was the other day. I'm not feeling that slipping, but it definitely is clunky when it does shift. So the transmission did improve, and we don't have a check engine light on for the mass airflow sensor anymore, so that's good news. Now, I wish I could give you guys some simple instruction on how to get ISTA for yourself, but honestly, I don't even know how to do it. I just had a friend help me out. But the way I can bring value to you guys with me getting ISTA is when we do jobs in the future, specifically individual jobs, I'll do my best to try to include the repair instructions and torque specs at the end of the videos. That way you guys can take screenshots and use them for your own repairs. We still got a lot of diagnosing to do on this thing. I think the next step is going to be cleaning off the underside, figuring out exactly where those leaks are coming from, resealing the transpan, maybe a mass airflow sensor. We still have to pressure test the cooling system, but I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Most importantly, I wanted to showcase ISTA and how freaking excited I am. Now keep an eye out on the channel because we are going to be systematically tearing through this X3 and getting her roadworthy again. I hope you guys enjoyed, or I hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching, and as always folks, I will see you on my next day off. Cheers.